Hey, you guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Liv. Today we're focusing on Chicago with Patricia P-Rae Easley, founder of Chicago Red, is speaking out and calling on President Donald Trump for help. She's raising concerns about crime in the city and the way sanctuary city policies are being handled. I'll share a couple of her statements and then we'll discuss it. Later, you'll also hear from ICE Director Tom Homan, who offers his perspective. This clip is of P. Rae calling for Trump's help and speaking on Chicago crime.
Easley, a Chicago resident. P-Rae, glad to have you on the show. So you hear President Trump saying, listen, he's willing to go in and help Chicago the same way he helped D.C., but he's getting pushback from the governor, Pritzker, and Mayor Brandon Johnson. And now he's saying, well, maybe if they don't want my help, we don't give them help. Why wouldn't they want someone to come in and help this problem be solved?
Because obviously they're benefiting from the chaos. Think about it. Our governor has been in charge for a while. Our mayor has a platform that puts the migrants before the American people. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do on his campaign website. And because they're failing the American people, we deserve help. We don't have to live like this. And if President Trump wants to come with troops and prosecutors, because we want just as many indictments as there are arrests, then that's what we want. Don't listen to J.B. Pritzker. Don't listen to Brandon Johnson. We asked Brandon Johnson to give us the ability to vote on whether or not we were going to remain a sanctuary city, and they deaded that in the city council because this is their plan. It seems like they want to bankrupt the American taxpayers in order to force us to pay for our replacements. And we say absolutely not.
Certainly something going on. I want to put this up.
As you just heard, P-Rae Easley is clear. Chicago needs help. What stands out here is that these pleas for federal intervention didn't begin with Trump. People in these neighborhoods have been asking for help long before his presidency. She's also criticizing Mayor Brandon Johnson for focusing more on illegal immigrants through sanctuary city policies instead of protecting Chicago's residents. That's what has people feeling unsafe and overlooked. Listen to P-Rae speak about her concerns with Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Lower crime by saying that we're at the same rates we were at in 2014. In 2014, my first cousin, Abraham Cooper, was murdered in the city of Chicago, an Operation Legend that President Trump sent to the city during the last administration solved that crime. Each person that dies is a grieving family. No grieving families are acceptable. So for them to say, well, we don't need help because violence is down, because murders are down, people are still being hurt, people are still being murdered, drugs are still being sold, humans are still being trafficked. So what is the baseline? And their baseline is confusion, and we want safety. So thank you, President Trump. We can't wait to see you. Please don't listen to them, but we're also asking you for protection, because yesterday our governor did a press conference and he said that they are taking the names and making a list of people who support the president. So I'm asking the president and everybody in America to pray for our safety and security as we fight to get justice in our city.
You say that
P-Rae also says she feels threatened, especially after Governor J.P. Pritzker reportedly held a press conference where he talked about keeping a list of Trump supporters. She saw that as intimidation, which is why she's now asking openly for prayer and protection. This raises a serious concern. When community leaders begin to feel targeted simply for their political beliefs, that's not just a local issue, that's a warning sign for the health of democracy itself. Let me ask you this. Do you believe Governor Pritzker is working to protect the people of Illinois, or is he more focused on protecting illegal immigrants? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below. Listen to Tom Homan on Tucker Carlson expressing concerns about Chicago and Trump administration wanting to help.
The question, anyone who says, oh, it's just white racism, is what is your average black person in Chicago, native born, family been here 300 years? What does he think of watching his city overwhelmed with illegal aliens? You know,
I'll tell you exactly what they think. I was up in Chicago last week. I met with hundreds. I met with black pastors. Black pastors were upset.
Well, they should be upset.
Yeah, they feel like, people who are not supposed to be here, enter the country legally, which is a crime. I'm going to keep talking about that, are getting massive amounts of care, right? Free hotel room, 3 square meals a day, free medical care. And the black community feels left behind because a lot of these people are, they could use some of that tax money in Chicago to help them.
Of course.
And they're taxpayers. They should have the first chance to get some of that help. But the mayor of Chicago just, he's ignoring his own community. And I was up there.
That was Tom Homan on Tucker Carlson echoing what P-Rae and many others in Chicago have been saying for years. Citizens are pleading for help, and the Trump administration has offered to step in. But the challenge is local leaders don't seem interested in that kind of support. And as we've seen, when politics outweighs public safety, it's everyday people who suffer the most. Now, just so you know, this is an older clip of Tom Homan. If you like to watch the full segment, I'll leave a link in the description. The part I reference begins at 30 minutes and 51 seconds. Now, my heart truly goes out to the people of Chicago. I've covered sanctuary cities and immigration policies before, and it's clear this issue continues to impact communities in a very sobering way. From my perspective, whether or not we agree with every policy, God can use anyone, even leaders who we don't expect, to bring about protection and justice. That's something I hold on to, and I encourage you to as well. So, what do you think? Should President Trump step in if local leaders refuse help, or should the city be left to handle it on its own? I love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and tap the notification bell so you don't miss future updates. And for those of you who want to go deeper, I also have a membership package where we can connect more personally and discuss these issues in live chats. I'll see you in the next one.